days since the greatest president of the United States was sworn in, Donald J. Trump. Yeah, and what he's done so far is so hard to believe. Let's count those winnings. But we're not going to dwell on that too much. We're going to talk about something else. We still touches on the subject of how great he's done in 100 days. Yesterday was also the Canadian elections. They took place yesterday. And Mark Carney, a financial scholar, economist, and politician in Canada for the Liberal Party, won against Pierre. Oh, let me get his last name. Poilievre, the candidate for the Conservative Party, and they won thanks to Trump. And let's go over that real quick, okay? About 6 months ago, or longer even, the Liberal Party in Canada was in pain, we can say. We could say that they were in pain. The polls numbers were down. The public support for the Liberal Party was down. And it was projected or expected that the Conservative Party was going to rule again after 10 years. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, who had been in office since 2015, stepped down in January right before Trump was sworn in. And many conservatives were cheering in Canada and here in the US, and Republicans and Trumpers and yay! And they were making memes mocking him along with Kamala Harris online, making memes of them like on unemployment lines because Kamala lost to Trump, so she's unemployed, and it was expected that Trudeau was going to lose after stepping down. And the acting Prime Minister, Liberal Mark Carney, the winner, he took over, but it was going to be until yesterday. And guess what happened? The genius of Trump, the deal maker, when he took office, he started threatening or joking with Canada about taking over Canada and making it the 51st state. And Canadians didn't like that. Not just the Liberals, but the conservative Canadians didn't like that at all. The candidate that was running against Mark Carney, Pierre Poilievre, even he was upset at Trump and criticized him and said, you cannot be talking like that, be disrespectful. He even called Prime Minister Trudeau, Governor Trudeau, a couple of times, trying to mock him and make fun of him, trying to be like a playground bully in a middle school. And people did not find that respectful. Around the world, people were like, what is he doing? And all the Trumpers were like, yeah, this is what I voted for. Immature thinking. And actually, if you think about it, that's not what you voted for, because you did not know he was going to do that. He didn't promise that on the campaign. Number two, he put on tariffs on Canada for no reason. People are saying, oh, he put tariffs because he was not, Trudeau and the Liberal Party were not protecting the border, and drugs were coming in and illegal aliens were coming in. I'm like, what? And if you check online, you can research yourself. There was no like rush of drugs. Yeah, it's like everywhere was, maybe you might get some here and there, but it was nothing to make Trump impose tariffs on Canada in such an unfair manner. So Canadians didn't like that. And that raised the national pride. And conservatives and liberals in Canada joined and rejected Trump talk, humiliating talk, bully talk, and they said, well, no, we're not dealing with this. And the polls that were showing that the Conservative Party was up, that was projected to win, and the Liberal Party was down, he switched, and the Liberal Party was up. And as expected, they won yesterday. See, more winning, and they won. And now you have a neighbor, still Liberal Party in control, and the parliament also gained seats, not enough to control 100%. I believe they're 3 seats short, but they have coalitions and they work things a little different there. And now we have Mark Carney and the rest of the Liberal Party in charge for the next, I forget how many years now, but it escapes my mind. But you see the genius of Trump? What he did, even Elon Musk was using X, formerly Twitter, to push misinformation, conservative post bots to promote the Conservative Party in Canada. Like Elon has been doing around the world. He tried to do that in Germany as well. Push extreme right ideology and see what happens. That's where he took us. And let's check out a little bit about the tariffs. You know, Trump undid the NAFTA trade agreement that Bill Clinton put together in the 90s. He did it again. He made a NAFTA 2.0, and he called it USMCA. In 2018, he put a new plan because he said the previous one was awful, and he put the new one, and it was effective on 2020, right before he left office, and he was like, oh, I made a great deal now. And then he said the deal now was bad. But he said, who made this horrible deal? You did. And then you unilaterally decided without checking with Canada or Mexico, hey, I'm going to raise tariffs. You made an agreement and you're backtracking. You're going against your word. You have no honor. That's why the U.S. has lost respect around the world. The instability, the uncertainty, the markets going up and down, the uncertainty of everything that's going on, that's hurting USA in the world stage. And people are like, yeah, this is what I voted for. Yeah, own the libs. Cry harder. What kind of thinking is that? But keep going that way. See where he takes us. And his polls are the lowest in the last 10 presidents. Well, I think in the history of the U.S. in the first 100 days. So how do you like that? Enjoy. Let's see what happens moving forward. Keep your ego up and your stupidity. See where he takes you. Hasta la vista, baby. Ciao.